welcome back to Cardiff City TV. Tommy over the wall and into the goal! Cut back to Ralls, and Ralls fires home.
Good evening and welcome to Cardiff City TV for this Wednesday night encounter between the Bluebirds travelling to Pride Park to take on Derby. I'm John Donovan, your match night host. I'm in the Cardiff City Stadium. My colleagues are in situ at Pride Park. Ashley James and Mark Denham will be going to them shortly. Well, the nights are drawing in, the clocks have gone back, and the football season is fully ensconced. The Bluebirds have had a positive couple of weeks, notably since transfer deadline day and an unbeaten stretch, but they need to start picking up 3 points, and what better place to do it than at Pride Park this evening against the Rams. But it's going to be a Cardiff City team that shows some interesting news. Most notably, Harry Wilson is missing from the lineup tonight against his former club. We'll try and get to the bottom of that view and see what the manager's comments are on that afterwards. Otherwise, the Bluebirds show 4 changes from their last game against Middlesbrough, notably in the fullback position, where Joel Bagan comes out of the lineup for Joe Bennett to make a welcome return. And on the other side, Jordi Osei-Tutu hasn't recovered from the knock he took late on in the game against Middlesbrough, and Leandro Bacuna will come back in. Marlon Pack also comes back into the Cardiff City lineup to continue his impressive form this season, and Junior Hoylett takes the left wing berth with Josh Murphy dropping to the bench. So to run through that team in full, it will be Alex Smithies in goal, Leandro Bacuna at right back, the normal and impenetrative back two pairing of Sean Morrison and Curtis Nelson, Joe Bennett at left back, a holding midfield two of Will Vokes and Marlon Pack, Joe Ralls in front of them with Junior Hoylett on the left-hand side, Shea Ojo on the right-hand side, and Kiefer Moore up top. For Derby, well, COVID has hit for Wayne Rooney in terms of their lineup. It's his last game he's missing in terms of his self-isolation. And also former Bluebird goalkeeper and, dare I say, Bluebird legend David Marshall has been injured since the performance against Nottingham Forest. He misses out tonight. Derby themselves go with a 3-4-3 formation, something that's been far more productive, far more solid for them than the initial games of the season, having beaten Norwich recently and got a very impressive draw against Nottingham Forest in the East Midlands derby last time out. They will line up, we think, with Kelly Roos in goal, a back three centre-half trio of Matt Clark, Curtis Davis and Lee Buchanan. Wing-backs, Andre Wisdom and Nathan Byrne, a holding midfield two who were very, very good against Nottingham Forest, Jason Knight and Graham Shinney. That could be where the game is won and lost tonight, that midfield battle. And then a front three of Welshman Tom Lawrence, Martin Waghorn and Camille Jowick up top. So for Derby, they are coming off a very positive performance against Nottingham Forest in the East Midlands derby last Friday. A 1-1 draw, but a game their fans never want to lose. And since the switch to 3-4-3, they have been playing better football, and there seems to be an air of positivity around Pride Park. Cardiff City will do well there tonight to get a positive result. But the Bluebirds do indeed need a positive result. A gap is starting to open, particularly with Reading. The surprise package maybe of this season, still undefeated and currently sitting 13 points above the Bluebirds. The Bluebirds chasing down those top 6 positions. A win tonight would help close the gap, particularly important even in this infancy of this championship season. Well, to speak about those things, Neil Harris spoke to the assembled press yesterday, talking about Marlon Pack, no away fans or home fans in stadium and the effect that's having on the game, and just generally the positivity around Cardiff City Stadium. This is what Neil Harris had to say to the media.
You won't see a Derby team that play similar to what they did a few months ago when they came to the Cardiff City Stadium in great form and great results. I think they're a team that's finding their way a little bit at the moment. Got good players and important players back into the group, like Whitehall and Lawrence, and big players for them. So they've got some attacking intent and changed the system from last year. But they do want to pass the ball. It will be a completely different game from the other evening. We have to make sure we handle the game in different ways to the other evening. where it becomes a physical battle. This one is you have to have great shape, good pressing triggers, then you have to be majorly organised against Derby County sides. But then when we've got the ball, opportunities hurt them as well. And what we saw the other day was us create some great opportunities and ultimately didn't win the game because the opportunities we didn't take. So afterwards, a disappointment conceding the first goal. We haven't conceded many at the moment. Disappointing ones we have conceded. But if we take our chances the other night, we win that game 5. And that was my disappointment after the game is that we should have won that fixture Saturday. Results in general across the Football League, teams have won more away games than home games. Preston have lost their home games. I think Derby have lost their home games just in the league at the moment. I think what's the win percentage ratio away from home's over 50%, which is unheard of in footballing times. I don't expect that to change while there's no fans. It's a completely level playing field. In some ways, mentally, it's better to be away from home because you normally expect the worst when you go away from home. You expect an onslaught and a barrage of abuse from fans, and mentally you have to deal with that as well as physically. At the moment, you don't get that now. You don't get that, so it is 11v11. At home, no mental block, no conscious problem for us. We just have to find a way of making sure that we don't concede the first goal, and that's ultimately that's been the problem in the 4 games, is conceding the first goal and having to chase games at home. And we've done it well in the last 2 games. We almost did it very well coming from behind against Reading from 2 goals, but we can't keep doing that. And that's the one. It's that first goal mentality at home. That's what we have to address. Marlon's strength. A lot of Marlon's strengths are with the football, as we know. He might not have the assist rate that you want. Fans want to see from players at defence cutting passes. He can play them, and I do talk to him about being a little bit more, maybe more aggressive with his passing range, because his passing range is the best in the football club. But it is important to make things just tick over. Always willing to receive the ball, always willing to find a sensible pass, and then being brave enough to go and find it again. What you see of Marlon Pack, if Marlon Pack makes a mistake in any game of football, he goes and gets the ball again. And that's important in the modern game. And his leadership qualities, he's a real talker. I think you said to me before, Glenn, about you can hear him on the pitch. Like himself and Alex Smith is on the pitch. He's an organiser, and when you've got young players around you, that's what you need. And he was good in both boxes as well. His dead ball delivery is good, and defensively he's very good as a marker. So had a really good start to the season. Been really pleased with him. Left him out the other day just because he covers the most distance in the team as well. And fans might not see that because he's not explosive, because he's not a sprinter. Something like Leo, maybe the other 3 midfield players, when you see them in there, Leo, Joe and Will, they're explosive and aggressive in what they do. But every game Marlon's stats are the highest in the team. He covers the most distance because he's athletic in the sense of he's a distance runner. So we had to leave him out the other day because of that. Just 3 games in 6 days, but he certainly comes back into the thinking for this one.
Manager Neil Harris speaking to the press yesterday and raising a number of interesting points. Notably, and this is something we've seen since football returned and was seen when Germany were the first to come back with football, the away sides having greater success, that hostility of having to travel away, muted a little with no fans in the stadium at the moment. And that will certainly have an impact tonight. Pride Park is vociferous when 30,000 Derby fans are in there. So that should benefit Cardiff City this evening. Of course, the Bluebirds, in the 12 months since Neil Harris has taken charge, their away form has been excellent. Also, speaking about Marlon Pack there and the ground he covers, his work rate, his range of passing, he's really been something of a revelation for Cardiff City so far this season. Maybe he didn't have what the campaign he absolutely expected last year, having made the move from seven-side rivals Bristol City, but this year he's been a kingpin, particularly away from home, in anchoring the midfield, winning possession back, and then using it constructively to set Cardiff City on the transition. He will be key again this evening. And of course, without Harry Wilson, you look at that front 3 and there's an onus on Junior Hoylett and Shea Ojo to create the chances for Kiefer Moore, who's preferred to Robert Glatzel. I don't know if it's just me, but Shea Ojo is growing on me, certainly. I think in the last few games, he's growing into a Cardiff City shirt. He's having more influence. He's affecting games. And of course, a goal on Saturday didn't hurt at all. So the Bluebirds will travel with confidence. They are very good away from home at the moment. For Derby, well, they really need to kickstart their season. It has improved, as I said earlier, as they've made the switch to the 3-4-3 formation. Curtis Davis, the captain, the veteran, has been very, very good in recent games, giving a solid foundation for Derby, backed up by David Marshall, but of course no David Marshall tonight. They have won, but on their travels this year, to continue that theme, Wayne Rooney scoring a beautiful free kick against Norwich a few weeks ago. But more than anything, Derby have been struggling to score goals. They are hoping that changes with the return from injury of Martin Waghorn and Tom Lawrence. Both of them were very good on Friday against Nottingham Forest. Liam Rosenior, who was speaking to the Derby media yesterday, talked about the fact that they needed to start on the front foot. They needed to press Cardiff City. They need to compete with the physical battle. And he thinks that this is the kickstart of the season from that East Midlands derby on Friday that Derby County need. And the Rams are in positive fettle going into tonight's encounter. So it should be a very, very interesting game. A number of places on the pitch where the game can be won and lost. The Bluebirds themselves will be looking to the front three. The Derby County home side will be looking to their wing backs to get into advanced positions and cause trouble for the Cardiff back line. But perhaps more than anything, it's the midfield area where this duel this evening may be won and lost. Marlon Pax, Will Vokes and Joe Ralls for Cardiff City, up against two men for Derby who do very consistent jobs, maybe not the most glamorous jobs, but have been very effective in recent weeks, and that is Jason Knight and Graham Shinney. So one man who will be of particular importance tonight for Cardiff City is Joe Ralls. He recently became only the 5th player this century to win 100 games in a Cardiff City shirt. He's going for 101 victories tonight against Derby, and he caught up with Mark.
Joe, thanks for joining us ahead of match day. There's not much let up at the moment, is there? Straight out of a battle against Middlesbrough on the weekend and into another massive game.
Yeah, obviously busy schedule. We're well aware of that with the season and the fixtures come out. We've got another game tonight, where hopefully we can build on a couple of good results over the last week. Obviously we hope for better going into a couple of home games, but you know we're unbeaten in 4 games, and hopefully we can go and get another win tonight.
It can't be underestimated, that, can it? 4 games without defeat, that builds a momentum.
Yeah, I think it shows we're hard to beat, but obviously we'd have liked another win or 2 in there. We've discussed that, but we've got plenty of games coming up, got plenty of opportunities to put that right. Obviously, it's fine lines in football. Obviously, if we'd have beaten Middlesbrough on Saturday, it'd have been a brilliant week. Wasn't the case. It was a tough game. We obviously were well aware with the old manager coming, it was going to be a tough game, and it was that case, to be honest with you. So we've got another game tonight against Derby. Tough game, but one we're looking forward to.
I know you're not one to really crave the limelight, but you're aware that the Preston game was your 100th win in a Cardiff City shirt. Only 5 players have done that since the turn of the century. David Marshall, Kevin McNaughton, Aaron Gunnison and Peter. You're in esteemed company there. You must be very proud of that.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I see Ash put it out, and yeah, really, really nice thing to be a part of, to be honest. Obviously, I play with all 4 of them players, great players that have done amazing things for this football club. So yeah, really, really proud to be a part of that group. And it shows that obviously we've had a lot of wins here in my time, which is good. Shows that we've been successful in some seasons, and hopefully we can keep building on that and aim for them top spots this season as well. And hopefully we can at least make the playoffs, and that's what we'll be aiming to do.
Plenty more wins to come, I hope, mate. And thinking about Pride Park, I'll take you back a couple of years ago. You remember that winning penalty in that 4-3 game, that crazy game. There's had some good evening games at Pride Park. Hoping for another one tonight. Yeah,
I've had a couple of games there. I think I played left back there a long time ago. So yeah, no, it's obviously a tough place to go with or without fans, really. Derby are normally a strong side at home, and but it's one we're looking forward to. Obviously, we're going into it with a lot of confidence, where we've been playing really well on the road. So hopefully we can keep that going. But yeah, it's an exciting game really. And like I say, we've done well, been hard to beat, but hopefully we can start picking up some more wins now.
It's a tough week, isn't it? 2 away games, Derby tonight, then QPR on the weekend. Yeah, doesn't let up at all, this championship, does it?
No, it doesn't. I'm actually enjoying it, to be honest, having all the games. I mean, obviously, we had a large part of this last season where we didn't have any games, and obviously everyone's well aware how much, everyone was missing football. So, I'll never complain about having too many games. It is what it is. We've got a big squad, plenty of good players. The manager's got options, and hopefully that'll help us. We've got plenty of games coming up, like you say, and it's just about trying to pick up as many wins as we can going into the next international.
Well, fingers crossed. We're hoping for your 101st win tonight, Joe. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers, Mark. Thanks a lot.
Whitbread near side has given the ball away, and forward comes Pilkington towards the corner of the area, turning, breaking forward, low cross coming in, Whittington with a shot. What a goal from Peter Whittington!
What a strike from Peter Whittingham. It's sacked up nicely for him in the area, where he's arrived and lashed it home with the outside of his left foot.
First contact, they haven't picked up the scrap well enough. Toilet very easily picks up the scrap there on the edge of the area. Morrison has to rush out of his defensive line to get to that ball lineman. Now Cardiff might have a bit of space to work on his left-hand side. Bennett sends it looking for Ralls. Bennett will get it back. Chance for Bennett to swing this in, looking for the D. The ball will find Patterson, edge of the area. What a finish! Callum Patterson. That's a ball swung over by Joe Bennett on the left-hand side. Medine, nuisance value again, rises with 2 centre-halves. All 3 men miss it. And then Callum Patterson at the back post.
It's long to the Derby half. Here's Halford. His first touch since being injured. Falls kind to Craig Noon on his left foot.
Craig Noon makes it 3-2 Cardiff, and it's one of those Noon goals. Think Wolves, think Fulham, think Craig Noon.
Unbelievable from Craig Noon. It came to Greg Halford, who just came back onto the pitch. He found Noon on the right and his Noon pattern. He knew one place that was going. He curls it into the top corner. Unbelievable.
What a comeback. This has been Derby County 2, Cardiff City 3, and we just did not expect this.
To purchase a pass for live matchday coverage on Cardiff City TV, visit the official Cardiff City FC website. Log into your Bluebirds club account in the top right-hand corner, fill in your login details and click login. You can also create a Bluebirds club account here. Once logged into your Bluebirds club account, navigate to Club TV and select Buy Packages. Video match passes can be purchased for selected fixtures, while season or monthly audio passes are also available in the UK and Ireland. Those living outside the UK and Ireland can purchase a season, monthly or match passes for live video streaming. Select the pass you wish to purchase and click Buy Now. Next, fill in your payment details and click Submit Payment. Wait a few moments for your transaction to complete. Once your purchase has been successful, you will see this message. You can also check your purchase by clicking the Manage Your Subscriptions button. You now have instant access to live matchday coverage. Visit Club TV and select Live.
The right, Moore's free in the box, 1-0!
Live streams begin 1 hour before kickoff, and recommended desktop browsers are Mozilla Firefox and Google Chrome. You can also watch or listen on the go via the official Cardiff City app. For technical support, email Cardiff TV support at streamamg.com.
Well, some of the top 5 highlights you would have seen in that package will jog some memories of some interesting encounters at Pride Park against Derby County. I'm very pleased to say it's not snowing this evening. Just a reminder that if you're watching this pre-match show on YouTube and you haven't bought your match pass, you need to switch over to Cardiff City TV and do that to watch the continuation of the action. And also just a reminder that you can buy passes for the forthcoming games, QPR on Saturday and Barnsley next Tuesday. And of course, this compressed block of fixtures before the next international break culminates in the 7-side derby a week Friday against Bristol City. But for tonight's match, if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you switch over now to Cardiff City TV. Well, the scene has been set. We're looking forward to another entertaining encounter at Pride Park. Our commentary team are in place, so I'll throw you over to Ashley James and, first of all, Mark Denham.
Welcome back to Cardiff City TV.
Tomlin over the wall.
And into the goal! Come back to Ralls, and Ralls fires home.
Well, thanks very much, John. Well, you got the snow joke in before me there, actually, but yeah, it is quite a calm night this evening here in Derbyshire, an unusually eerie Pride Park. We've had many a frantic game here, especially a few evening games as well. It won't have that atmosphere tonight, but hopefully it'll have some of the excitement as Cardiff City look to better the 4 games without defeat that they've enjoyed in the past couple of weeks, with 3 points on the road here in Derby tonight. And Ash, it's fair to say that we've enjoyed ourselves away from home a little bit more than at home this year.
Yeah, certainly seems to be the case replicated across football at the moment, to be honest. John made allusions to that when I was watching his pre-match pieces there, and it started when Germany were the first country to come back, and it seems to have carried through to English football as well, and there certainly doesn't seem to be a huge amount of advantage at the moment to be in the home side. And I spoke to Greg Cunningham on commentary about it the other day, actually, and he seemed as mystified as a professional footballer as the rest of us watching from home. Certainly I think it's a frustration at the moment for Cardiff. They're going to be looking at their home form and wanting to rectify it, but I do think a lot of football clubs will be looking back at their record at the end of the season, scratching their heads over the fact that really home form and home advantage went out the window from day one. We just didn't recognise it.
We're a couple of minutes away from kick-off. 1-1 the score here last year. Robert Glatzel penalty, his first goal in Cardiff City colours. It was really got him off the mark, so to speak, and showed an air of confidence for the German striker who hadn't scored prior to that game, 6 or 7 games into the season, but very confidently stepped up and put the ball home. Kiefer Moore is the man in that position this evening. 2 goals at Nottingham Forest just down the road last month. But, he'll be hoping to add to that, really, without wishing to add undue pressure on the striker. He'll be hoping to get more goals quickly to keep the momentum going on.
Yeah, and you can see from the way he's performed in the last recent weeks, it's still a learning out process with him and his teammates. He's still learning the best runs that he needs to make in order to get on the end of deliveries. And there's a couple of new players, even newer players, obviously been brought into the fold since then. So it is still a learning process. And what you can say is that Robert Glatzel's laid on a marker as well. He performed really well given the opportunity a couple of games ago. Kiefer obviously came back in last time out. They played as a tandem then for that for the closing moments on the weekend, and actually looked pretty sharp together. So yeah, it'll be intriguing to see how Kiefer goes this evening up against a back three, which is something we're starting to see more and more of in Championship fixtures.
Prior to the pandemic hitting, Neil Harris regularly used to say in his press conferences that he wouldn't like to change a winning side. Indeed, not necessarily even a winning side, a side that he felt was performing well, he'd be reluctant to change. He has no choice to do that this year, and there are changes for both sides tonight as we look at that Derby graphic. And it's a younger Derby side than has been in recent season, Ash, isn't it?
It certainly is. They've lost an awful lot of players. They've lost some young players as well. Notably the 2 wing backs of Jayden Bogle and Max Lowe, both joining Sheffield United in the summer. So they are depleted, a streamlined squad, and it's going to make things difficult, as you say, with this really truncated season.
4 changes for the Bluebirds from the side that drew with Middlesbrough. Full back position, Bakuna and Bennett in, and further upfield, Junior Hoylett back in the starting 11, as is Marlon Pack. No Lee Tomlin, who's still not quite ready to be involved, and Harry Wilson not involved tonight either, we presume with a touch of fatigue or a knock. We'll find out a little bit more about that after the game, but nothing too serious, I'm sure. So moments away from kick-off here as we look at